Hi boys and girls, thanks for coming back. Today we're going to talk about community helpers and careers. So our word is career. Starts with the letter C. And that means what you do to make a living, what kind of job you have. We're going to learn about community helpers. Those are people in your community that have a job that has a really big responsibility. Boy, there's another big long word. That one starts with an R. That tell you that these people are super important for helping us. Now, some of those people are grocery store employees. If we didn't have people working in the grocery stores, we wouldn't have any food. How about the firemen? They're very important community helpers. They help us if we have a fire at our house or if we get sick and it's an emergency and they have to come real quick with their trucks. Another community helper is your mail carrier. They deliver very important mail to your mailbox every day. Whoops. And of course we have our police officers. They're very important community helpers because they help keep us safe and they're our friends. Here's one you might not have thought of. This is an auto mechanic. That's someone who fixes your car. Can you imagine if Mom and Dad's car didn't work? Well, this is the person that helps to get them fixed. And here's another community helper. How about your teacher at school? She's very important because she helps teach you. And everyone knows about doctors and nurses. Those are very important community helpers. They help keep us well. And another important community helper is the person who works in the stores that we go to. Because if they weren't there, we couldn't go into the store to get anything. What I want to do today is read you a little book about careers. Remember, we said career is the type of job a person has. When special visitors come to our school, they tell us about the work they do. Then we tell them about the work we do. Today it's my turn to introduce my visitor. Here he is, right on time. This is my dad, I say. He drives a big bulldozer. He's helping build our new library. Good morning, Mr. Lopez, everyone in class says. Good morning, boys and girls, my dad says. Next, we meet Charlie's visitor. His mother is a judge who works in a courtroom and wears a long black robe. If there's too much noise, she pounds on her gavel and says, "Order in the court." Then everyone has to be quiet. When Katie introduces her special visitor, she says, "My dad plays a bass in the orchestra at night. He practices all day and takes care of my baby brother while my mother goes to work at the bank." This big instrument, that's called a bass, and it's almost bigger than you are. Miko's mother writes books for us to read. She draws pictures in them too. She is very good at drawing mice. Mrs. Madoff's visitor is her husband. He's a scientist called a paleontologist. Can you say that word? Paleontologist. He just got back from South America where he was digging for dinosaur bones. Those bones tell us all about dinosaurs that lived a long time ago. That would be a really fun job, wouldn't it? You get to play in a sandbox all day. Sarah is our crossing guard. She brings Sarah to school every day because she's also Sarah's grandmother. That's why Sarah is the first one at school in the morning and the last one to go home in the afternoon. Jessica's mother takes care of animals. She's a veterinarian, the kind of doctor who makes animals better. Sam's visitor drives a sanitation truck. That carries our garbage to the big town truck. Katie and Everline and I wave to him just as we always do whenever he comes down our street. Hey kids, remember to recycle. Evan's father wears a leather apron that holds the tools he uses all the time. He shows us how to use a hammer and a nail. When it's time for Nicholas to introduce his visitor, he says, "I bet you've all bought groceries at the Friendly Farm Market. Well, guess what? My father is the manager of the store." That's kind of like a little Walmart. Today is Mr. Cioso's turn to introduce his special visitor. He says, "Good morning, everyone. I'd like you to meet Professor Elkhorn. He's my teacher at college." Hey, I never knew grown-ups could have teachers too, but they can. Grown-ups have an interesting work to do, and so do we. Do you see all the things that the kids are doing in the classroom? Some of them are drawing, some of them are playing doctor, some are reading. That's your career right now. That's your job. I wonder what I'll be when I grow up. What do you think you want to be when you grow up? Thanks for coming. We'll talk to you next time.